Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Nintendo World Championships NES Edition video. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a comprehensive review on this game. I've put out a few different videos for this game now. If you haven't seen them yet, be sure to check those out first. Getting the best, highest rank on all the different challenges, playing online, checking out everything for the first time. I highly recommend you check those out first before checking out this review right here. And just to recap, I do have an S rank in every single challenge. I've completed the Legendary Challenge. I still got to get an S rank in every individual challenge in one single run. Not that important, but I would like to do that at some point. Now, let's talk about my first impressions. When I heard they were releasing this game, you cannot imagine how excited I was, or maybe you can. Like, this is taking all the most classic games from my childhood and making an online experience where you can play them against other people online, competing for the best times imaginable. Not only that, but they made a ton of challenges for these games as well that you get to compete in individually. So it's almost like rebirthing all these games in a new format and giving us something fresh and exciting, a new way to play some of our favorite games from our childhood. So needless to say, I was very, very excited. One of my favorite things about these games growing up was playing them with my friends. My friends would come over, we would stay up all night playing the newest Mario game, the newest Zelda game, playing multiplayer, whether we were taking turns or playing an actual built-in multiplayer game. It was so much fun. So now, thanks to technology and being able to play online, I've always dreamed of something like this, you know? And when they announced it, I was just over the moon, man. So let's take a look at how they did, starting with the speedrun mode. So there are 13 games in here, and the games are Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Kid Icarus, Super Mario Bros. 2, Excite Bike, Ice Climber, Balloon Fight, Super Mario Bros. 3, The Adventure of Link, Super Mario Bros. 2, The Lost Levels, and Kirby's Adventure. So actually, out of the 13 games, 4 are Mario and 2 are Zelda, so almost half the games are Mario and Zelda. Now, y'all know I'm a big Mario fan, but I feel like I would have liked a little more diversity here. If they maybe could have dropped Lost Levels and added in a whole new game, I would have been okay with that. I would prefer to have all of them if possible, but if you have to choose, like, I feel like they could have dropped this and gave us a whole different game. Other than that, I can't really complain too much about the game choices. Like, personally, I don't like Ice Climber and I don't like Balloon Fight. I think these games, when you talk about dated games, these two, I feel like have not aged well, whereas like a lot of these other games are much better. Metroid, Zelda, Mario Bros. These are classics that will always be good. Excite Bike is fun. I like Excite Bike a lot, actually. And that's just personal preference. I know there are a lot of people that like Balloon Fight and stuff, so that doesn't matter so much. So let's talk about the actual quality of the speedrun challenges without getting too far ahead of myself. You know what? Let's just... How do I want to do this? Let me just say the quality of the speedrun challenges are kind of all over the place. There are some good challenges in here, but there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of really bad challenges. They're bad. I'm going to show you guys how bad they are. Now, obviously, I'm a bit of a hardcore gamer, and they want this game to appeal to all audiences, so not everything can be crazy. It's not like every challenge is going to be wicked platforming or like whatever, but still, man, I feel like some of these challenges are so brain dead, so uninspiring. It's really hard to get behind them. Let's take the very first challenge. It's called Mush Zoom in Super Mario Bros. So, I actually don't hate this one. Like, I feel like it takes probably the most iconic part of Mario Bros., the original Mario Bros., which is the very, very beginning of 1-1. Grabbing the mushroom, and actually it's kind of tricky with the Goomba placement. Getting an S rank in this one is actually not easy. You gotta turn around just right, you gotta be really fast. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably had trouble. Even I had trouble my first time trying to get the S rank on this one. Now, here's where it becomes kind of problematic. They do the same thing in Mario Bros. 3, grabbing a mushroom, and in Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, grabbing the poison mushroom to die. You know, I guess that's kind of funny because you rush to die, but, you know, the novelty definitely wears off after doing it the first time in Super Mario Bros. Like, at this point, it feels repetitive. Oh, and did I mention Lost Levels has Mush Zoom as well? It has get the poison mushroom, and then it has get the regular mushroom. So 2 slots of Lost Levels is getting a mushroom. And they don't got that many slots. How many they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 slots, and 2 of them are 4 seconds getting a mushroom. And if we want to talk about lost levels, look at this one. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't. The other one is going straight up the stairs. It's like, okay, you know, it's whatever. And then after that, you've got 4 more. Playing 1-1 is Mario or Luigi. I like these. These are cool. And then 9-1, that's cool too. And then the Legend Challenge is actually a good one too. It's kind of interesting that this is the highest of the high challenges. It does feel a little bit underwhelming, a little bit like, interesting. If we look at lost levels as a whole in this game, it feels incredibly underwhelming. It's got 4 games that pretty much suck, and then it ends really quickly and feels like there's a lot missing. Lost Levels has a lot of crazy levels. Remember the level with the wind and the springs? They've got like platforms and a lot of crazy stuff in this game, and yet almost none of it is present in this game. In fact, every single challenge takes place in 1-1, except for the last 2. Moving on to Mario Bros. 2, the first challenge is falling down to the door, which takes 5 seconds, and then you got this one, which is just another mind-boggling decision. What kind of a challenge is this? Again, what were they thinking with this 1-second vegetable grab? What a waste of a speedrun challenge slot. Moving forward, a 3-second potion grab. I feel like Mario Bros. 2 overall does a much better job than Lost Levels with having diversity. It's got more challenges here, and if you look later, you've got the Desert Dash, over and out, evasion is key, killing the mouse boss, the Cloud Top Climb, one of my favorites with Princess Peach. There are actually some really good ones in here. So Mario 2 does a much better job for sure than Lost Levels, but it still has some pretty crappy challenges as well. Another complaint I have here is it feels like they're missing so much because Mario 2 has so many amazing boss fights. It's got the crab, it's got the fire guy, it's got the snake dragon hydra thing, and it's got Wart Fight. And on top of that, Mario 2 has so many creative levels, 7 worlds of crazy levels, and a lot of it is missing. Taking a look at the original Super Mario Bros. One more time, I would say the first 5 challenges are pretty bad, right? You know, I gave a pass to Mush Zoom because I think it is a charming way to open up the game. So actually, I will give this one a pass, but this one, like these are, you know, they're subpar at best. 1-1 running through, that's good, that's solid. Breaking the blocks, it's like, okay, and then if you go through all these and break them down, there are some that are okay, like the fish one is pretty good, the swimming level is fine, and then the Mario Master one is actually pretty crazy, playing the entire game with warp zones. That is pretty cool. That's a fun, like, homage to speedrunning, right? And they encourage you to use the warp zones, and that one feels like a great legend challenge. There are a lot of slots wasted to really, really just subpar games. Like grabbing the sword in Zelda, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's an iconic moment, but it's not, I don't know, what do you, yeah, it's an iconic moment, but at the same time, why? And as I talk through these challenges and kind of criticize things, keep in mind that a big reason that I criticize these so much is because these games are what feed the online, the World Championships, and the survival mode. And we'll get to those in a little bit, but when I say some of these challenges are subpar, I mean, like, a lot of it has to do with, like, I would not want to play these online. Like, I have no desire to compete in some of these because they're so boring and so short. Like, a lot of these challenges have very low replayability. Once you do it, you really don't have any desire to play them again. And that is a big problem when we talk about a game that's supposed to be rooted in online competition, which means playing the games over and over and over and over and over, right? So I'm not gonna go through every single mini game. There are some in here that are good. There are some in here that are not good. It's really hit or miss. It's all over the place. Metroid has some that are really boring, like a bunch of them that are just grab a power-up, kill an enemy in like 2 seconds, grab another power-up, grab a power-up, grab a power-up. In this one, you just fall down a mine shaft, and then it's over. There are a couple good ones in here, like Up and Out. So actually, I like this one. This one is good old-fashioned platforming. and it forces you to learn the jumping and moving mechanics in Metroid. You know, get pretty good at them. Trying to optimize this is not easy, and this is a fun one to compete in online. Trying to master this one is definitely not easy. You want to talk about shaving off like milliseconds or whatever? That one gets pretty crazy. So that one's a thumbs up from me. Some of these boss fights are pretty weak, like the Kraid boss fight if you watch my video. There's not... So like running through the stage is actually really fun. Don't get me wrong, this part's fun. But when you get to the boss fight, all you do is stand inside of them and soak damage. Even in the preview, they're just getting bodied. So there's no strategy at all. And I find that to be an issue with a lot of boss fights in this game. They make you super overpowered so that it's not about dodging, bobbing, and weaving and trying to optimize the fight around skill. Literally, you're just getting inside the boss and spamming your attack as fast as possible, soaking all the damage. Ridley is the exact same way, and then another one that comes to mind is if you go down to the Kirby challenge of the Meta Knight sword fight. This one, you literally just soak damage and spam your attack button to get the S rank. So if they want to make this a speedrun challenge truly, I feel like they would tweak it so that you have to figure out how to play the game well, right? Not just be a damage sponge. And to continue the topic of consistency in this game, the difficulty as it pertains to getting an S rank on an individual challenge, dude, it is all over the place. I do not know what's going on. For example, getting the S rank in some of these legend and master challenges, pretty damn easy. But if you look at like the easy normal challenges, a lot of these end up being really, really hard to get the S rank in for some reason. Now that's kind of weird, right? Why is it so hard to get an S rank in an easy challenge, but it's like super easy to get the S rank in a hard challenge? Like look at this one. This Kid Icarus one was one of the hardest S ranks. I guarantee you I will not get this. Guarantee you. Ah, I got freaking up input. I get that problem a lot in this game. Look at this challenge in Kid Icarus. Riveting. It's like you would never want to play that online. In a competitive space, why would you want to play that? You know what game I really liked was Excitebike? And that's because like I barely ever played Excitebike in my entire life, and that game is actually really good. It's really fun. I had a lot of fun playing this one. Ice Climbers is just ass, guys. I'm sorry. This game is bootylicious in a bad way. Like, I cannot get down with this game. The controls are terrible. The gameplay is terrible. The challenges are terrible. Look at this challenge. Like, I get that maybe some people don't know how to play the game or whatever, and you're trying to teach them. Another thing here's what I'm thinking. I feel like if they had made a tutorial mode, like, hey, you're not familiar with the games, here's a tutorial mode, we'll teach you the basics. And then maybe they could have focused more on the speedrun challenges being better. Because it kind of feels like the early challenges are geared towards teaching you how to play the game, which kind of sucks. Because ultimately that results in unfun challenges. Zelda 2 has some serious issues with crappy challenges. In this challenge, all you do is walk to a bag, grab it, and hit the start button. Imagine competing in this online. Imagine you're playing the Gold Division and you're in the finals and this is what you're playing for the title. Nah, bro. Look at this one. Why? Play it one time and never again. Zelda 2 does have some pretty good challenges mixed in there. Like, some of the fights are cool, some of the boss fights are fun. There's a particular one I would like to rant about here. This one is called Rescue Operation, labeled as a master challenge. I don't get it. All you do is walk and jump over one enemy. It's so boring. I don't understand how it's labeled a master challenge. I don't get it. I don't get it. And if I really want to nitpick, I could talk about how some of these challenges, like these other ones, like suck. Like a lot of these, it's like even the Parappa Palace Pro, the Legend Challenge, I don't particularly love this dungeon. I find this dungeon to be incredibly boring. I think this is the first dungeon in the game, isn't it? So it's kind of weird that the Legend Challenge is the first dungeon in the game when Zelda 2 has so much more crazy stuff. Zelda 2 has a lot of crazy stuff, right? But this is the best challenge they could come up with. I would like to give a special shout out to Kirby's Adventure, a game I haven't really played much of. I played a lot of Kirby Superstar when I was a kid, but I don't remember playing this game in particular. And this was probably one of my favorite games in here. All the challenges were really fun. Like, you get all these power-ups, like this one, where you get to jump up with your super jump power-up. Like, that's cool, right? That's creative. This one right here, you get to use your fire power-up and zip across the level. Here, look at this. Pretty cool, right? Nice. Look at that. Ooh, nice. Kirby has a lot of challenges, and there's a lot of good ones in here. A lot of good power-ups, interesting power-ups. You know, the ball sack, UFO. You got the wheel, you got the cloud boss, good one. The blimp level, which is pretty crazy. Like, fun boss fights. Like, very interesting boss fights, too. Except for Meta Knight, which was a disappointment. And then the Legend Challenge in Kirby is, like, insanity. That one is so hard. So, big love to Kirby. You did it right. I love you, Kirby. Sorry about Balloon Fight and Ice Climber. Those games suck. So again, out of the 13 games, 4 are Mario, 2 are Zelda, 2 are games that I hate. Metroid's good. Oh, Donkey Kong. I forgot about Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's a classic, you know. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Donkey Kong's okay. The only problem with Donkey Kong is that there's RNG. So something I found was that when you compete in Donkey Kong, even online, like, you'll have different RNG from your opponent. And the RNG is incredibly decisive with who wins. If you get bad RNG in Donkey Kong, you're done. I think on the final challenges, I couldn't even get the S rank unless I got the good RNG. And one more game I want to talk about is Super Mario Bros. 3, a game where I feel they dropped the ball completely. It has a lot of challenges, but a lot of them are subpar. I personally feel like we don't need to fight every single Koopa Kid under normal circumstances. You know, I feel like that's not really needed. I feel like they could have made a new challenge that was like a gauntlet or something of fighting the Koopa Kids, like fighting them back to back. I don't know, something unique, rather than just fighting their vanilla form. Some of these are fun, like playing the ice level with the hammer suit. You get it to Boom Boom and kill him in one hit. That's cool. I like that. The Legend Challenge is playing World 1, but one of my gripes with this one is that they don't let you get the Warp Whistle. And they even call it the World 1 Wizard. If you guys remember the Wizard movie from, you know, way back in the day, one of the big things in that movie was how Jimmy Woods got the Warp Whistle to win the championship. And for some reason, Nintendo didn't include any Warp Whistle challenges in this game, which is, to me, is very perplexing. I don't know why they would leave that out. Mario 3 has a lot of crappy-ass challenges, like Mush Zoom, grabbing the coins, grabbing another power-up in this one, killing one Hammer Bro, grabbing a Tanuki suit. Like, look at this one right here. This challenge right here is just, like, embarrassing, man. It's like the vegetable. You know, it's one of those things you do once and you would never want to do again, and you would certainly never want to play this online. This one right here, you would think a challenge with the Tanuki suit would involve, you know, getting the Tanuki suit and then using it and doing something cool with it, but instead, it's getting the Tanuki suit but then not using it. How about a fun challenge using the suit? They do have a frog level, at least, using the frog suit, so that's cool. And then they got a couple speedrun levels. They got a boot level, so that's cool. I don't know what they were thinking with the Tanuki suit. Like, that's a massive letdown. One other thought I had, you guys, was I was a little bit disappointed that all they did was rip random moments out of these games to make the challenges, and they didn't make any new challenges using the engines of these games. Like, imagine if they took the engine of Mario or Zelda and made a brand new challenge. What if it was like, defeat this custom room of enemies in Zelda, or do this custom challenge in Mario Bros. 2 using Princess Peach or this power-up? I don't know how feasible that would have been to access the original game's code and, like, do that. But I really would have loved to have seen that. But even setting that aside, I feel like they did a pretty poor job of selecting the challenges here. I feel like the quality on average is subpar. They have some good ones, but they just have so many bad ones too. And now moving on to the main event The primary reason I was so excited for this game was the online modes. Once again, being able to compete in these games online against the world sounded so awesome. So the first game mode you have is the World Championships, and what they do is they present 5 different challenges and you can choose to grind them to get the best time. So in theory, this is fine. Like, this is cool. I like the idea of being able to compete for the best time in an individual game. I think that's fine. Going back to what I said before, this 100% comes down to the quality of the minigames, right? So looking at these minigames, I'm seeing kind of a mishmash of quality here. Like, I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, these aren't very fun. And then I look at like the Kid Icarus challenge at the end, which is playing 1-1. I think this is a pretty fun one. So this one right here I can get down with, but the other ones I'm really not that excited about. And that's just personal opinion with these particular games. These comments I'm making right here are less about these exact games and more about how the games in general aren't that good. For example, what if I boot this up and I find the Mario 2 Vegetable Challenge, Lost to Levels Mushroom Grab, sitting in the Health Pit and Kid Icarus? Like, I see that stuff, I'm clicking out of here, dude. Like, I'm clicking out of here. I'm not inspired to play those games in here. So moving on to the survival mode, I got some serious beef with this, man. I thought this was gonna be like a live playing against other people experience, but you are just racing ghost data. It's not live. That sucks. That really sucks a lot. So now we've got 2 issues, right? One is subpar minigames, and 2 is this isn't even a live battle mode anyways. So that's uninspiring. So there are 2 divisions, Silver and Gold division, and I guess the idea is gold is harder, silver is easier. Looking at the difficulty, it looks that way. Silver division for, like, you know, presumably for newer players, people that aren't as experienced, which makes sense. I would love to see a bronze, a silver, and a gold division to further differentiate if you are a brand new player. And I feel like I get that I am an advanced player and I have a different perspective than people that aren't as good at games, and I totally understand that. That's why I would love a bronze division as well. You could really throw a lot of different variety in here, and you could pick something based on your preferences. But I'm looking at the gold division, and what do we have? We've got the power grab morph ball, one of the most boring mini games where all you do is hold left and fall on a power up. You got Death Mountain Duel, where all you do is spam a Lionel with your attack. And you've got the 1-1 Kid Icarus, which that's a good one. So, you know, I'm not like super inspired to play this right now. You know, I look at this and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, sure, maybe. When I come back next week and I see the Mario 2 vegetable grab, I see the grab the fairy in Zelda 2, I see like some of that crap, I'm gonna be, again, I'm gonna be clicking out of here. I ain't gonna be playing this. And you know what? Maybe as we move forward, they will surprise me by filling this up with more quality mini games, but based on what I'm seeing right now, like, I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to be very good. But it is early, and I'm always hopeful that I will be proven wrong, but that's just my initial read on the situation. Just for fun, let's do a gold division. Fuck it, let's get some gameplay in here. I do like how you get to pick a profile picture, your favorite game, and like I get to put parents hid my power cord. You know, funny stuff like that. I do like that. All right, starting off with the Lionel battle. So again, all I did was walk over here and spam him to death. Not particularly exciting. Now the morph ball. To get in the finals, I gotta hold left better than anybody else. Oh God. I think I did good. Yep. Oh, I didn't get an S rank? Wow. See, that one is a hard S rank. They also randomized the order of the games. This time, we actually got the best game last, which is most exciting, but sometimes they'll give you this one first or second. And sometimes you'll go to the finals and you'll play like the morph ball level, for example, which is pretty, pretty anticlimactic, to say the least. This one's fun. I like this one. Da, da, da. It's like, it's fun ripping through this stage. It's kind of long, but it is fun. It has good platforming. That guy go up the right side? No, he's on my side. Never mind. I'm screen watching. Oh, he went in the door. The troll door. He went in twice. The troll door. That's so funny. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay, careful. Oh, Shysta, I got hit by the Grim Reaper. I think I'm winning by a lot, dude. It's like not even close. Not even close. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh shit, I died. I'm stuck. Oh wow, I got stuck there for a second. Damn, lost to my S rank, but we still won handsomely. So anyways, I do think the Kid Icarus one is kind of fun. That one does have RNG though. Now that I'm reminded, the spawns at the end can be really, really dumb in that one. Like sometimes those enemies at the end will spawn and block your entire path, and then sometimes they won't even spawn at all. So just looking at the divisions right now, I have no desire to play the Silver Division based on those mini games. Gold Division, I have very little motivation as well. I would get sick of this really fast. And I gotta wait a whole week. It takes 1 week for the games to recycle. So that's a little bit disappointing. This game does have good charm, good music, and good, you know, the icons and the pins are fun and stuff. Getting to set up your little profile is fun. But ultimately, I feel like this game falls flat. Weak mini games, again, butchered online. Like Nintendo is messing up online again. Like I don't understand why they can't just give us a live environment to play these games. I feel like it could be so much better. I feel like it would not be hard to execute on this game and make a great online experience, but they just can't do it for some reason. They can't do it or they won't do it. I'm not really sure what the deal is. I really feel like this game could be a legendary title that people play for months, if not years. They could keep adding DLC, new games, new challenges, add on to it. You know, if they can keep Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe going for like 1 billion years, something like this should be so easy to completely knock out of the park. But I feel like a lot of people are going to agree with me on this, that this game just ultimately is underwhelming. And it just really blows my mind because I don't understand how they could fail on this. So Nintendo, if you're listening, please, I love you so much. I love your games. This could be so much better. I don't know if you have DLC planned or whatever, but I mean, it's not a good sign that the game just came out and I'm already begging for DLC. That is not a good thing. That's not a good place to start. But like, I feel like this could be so much better. It could pave the way to a SNES edition, a Nintendo 64 edition. These games could be legendary. The potential is there. The potential is there, man. So did you agree or disagree with me? Let me know your thoughts and all that stuff in the comments below. Check out my other videos, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this game. I'll keep checking in every week to see if there are good challenges, and you know, maybe my opinion will shift. Maybe they'll make better challenges or whatever, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. If you guys haven't seen my recent retro gaming videos, I published a Joe and Mac on the SNES video recently. Be sure to check that out. Demon's Crest on the SNES. These are legendary platforming games. Be sure to check them out, you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.